Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the place of the world you are. You see, I was in Paris 2 days ago, then I came here to Warsaw, Poland, just to meet my friend Elad Yagel. He's from Israel. He's a digital nomad traveling in Europe, and his beauty, his work is something very special that everyone should know, especially men. He's a personal coach for men seeking high quality women. So this is a strange, but we will go and touch base on this. So hello and welcome to the podcast One Coffee with R, un café con R. Sponsored by Fundación Calanit in Santiago, Chile. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for hosting me in your podcast. I'm super thrilled to do this interview for sure.
Very good, very good. So, can you tell us what is the life of a digital nomad? It's very important that because when we talk about the digital nomad, people they think that they short the thing. They say this is a digital, but what is a digital nomad?
Sure. So like being a digital nomad is basically a person who travels around, who travels the world, whatever the region you like. However, his main occupation or main work is based online. His income stream based online. And as a result, he's basically this person, he or her, can work from wherever they want as soon as they have a decent internet connection, of course. This is a very interesting lifestyle because it's not fits to everybody, of course. Yeah. But at the same time, it can be extremely beneficial for others, for people who want to explore more, who want to see what the world has to offer. But at the same time, they want to keep their jobs. I'm 39, about to turn 40. In my parents' age, it's like no go. If you would tell them, hey, you can work and still explore the world as you're young, as you don't have family, like to see what you like more, they will slap your face basically. They will say you're hallucinating. Okay. But today we're living in a great era. I mean, people like to complain for the most part, but they tend to forget, like in the past, it was way worse. Today, they have way more flexible options compared to the past. And I think to younger people today in our generation, it's something outstanding. It's a great opportunity. We live in an amazing world, basically, and people sometimes kind of forgetting that. I mean, if you compare like what we have now, like the younger generation, the options that we have now, compared to like, I don't know, fight Second World War or something like that.
Yes.
So we live in a great era for sure.
Great. That's a great introduction for the podcast. And how did you come with the idea of starting with this entrepreneurship? Because I would like to call it as an entrepreneurship. You are a coach to the men seeking for high quality women, but we'll go into the details after. Why did you want to start this one?
Well, I started this business because this is a field that I personally wasn't a lack in. Okay. I wasn't good with women for my entire life. I what they call like a late bloomer, a person who gets things very slowly. And some of these things were like with women. Okay. And I remember starting to improve myself and getting better. And, you going to places like, I'm originally, of course, from Tel Aviv, Israel. So they have like great bars there and great clubs. And you go into the bars and the clubs and the guys start seeing you. It's like they can't ignore you when you do like amazing things like, being very close to a very attractive girl that everyone pay attention to. And they see you maybe start to, being a bit physical with her kiss. So they see you and you're like, wow, that's amazing how you did that. So for me, I wasn't even aware of the fact there is some kind of industry or a profession like dating coach or life coach. I wasn't even aware to that. But then, kind of like in a humoristic way, people will like, give me like a nice bump and say, "Hey, it's okay to
Yes,
teach me,
yeah.
teach me something, show me some moves." So yeah, and I started like that, and I got a couple of jobs opportunities in this field, and then in one point I decided, okay, this thing is big. I can make it as a lifestyle, as a thing that can bring tons of value to people, improve their life quality. Because eventually, the bottom line is, it doesn't matter like how much money a guy can make, how successful he is, how charismatic is he on the stage in front of like hundreds of people. Eventually, the field of dating and interaction with women a lot of times can be like the very I would say a soft stomach for a lot of guys. Even if they come across as super charismatic, super strong, super confident, again, sometimes it doesn't come across in the same time with women, of course. So this is the field that I chose to bring a lot of value to people. In most parts of the world, of course.
So this is now your career. I mean, you're making money out of this. So you're in the industry. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So let's go into the detail because it's important. What kind of services you provide? So one of your services that I was looking at was creating attractive profiles on Tinder, which is important, and other apps in order to grab the attention of the women. So please go ahead and let explain to the audience how you do that.
Okay, so basically speaking, as we know, like for more than a decade or so, and especially after COVID era, the usage in what we call as dating apps, such as Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, OkCupid, emerged dramatically, like increased dramatically. So, and in the same time, the usage in social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, X, to communicate between people, also increased dramatically. So, all this exponential climbing of usage in electronic platforms to communicate between people increased, and this trend was going hardcore, as hardcore I say, also to the dating niche. Like people like, especially like Western culture oriented countries such
Yes,
as like Northern
correct.
America or Western Europe, um, gradually stopped communicating with each other to the point where it became kind of creepy, yeah, creepy, quote unquote, to say hi to a nice lady in the supermarket downstairs your building, right? It's like you go into the Whole Foods, and if you like, hi, not even an approach to talk, not even like want something, not come as a very intrusive person, just like, hey, what's up? Like in more like Latin based cultures, like, oh, cómo estás? It's very easy going, right? But in Western oriented cultures, it's kind of like not the same. And as a result, more and more people use for the dating needs, and they communicating with apps. And the first building block of dating apps and being good in that is grab the attention of women. And you do that by building a great Tinder or Bumble profile, which means you putting pictures of yourself that are compelling to you, that are presenting you in a very specific way, in a very nice way. And the sophistication level in this aspect was increasing dramatically as well. Because think about it, like all of the people came at once to these platforms. So the competition increased dramatically. And then it's not enough now to put like a nice picture of you smiling and doing like a selfie photo in the elevator or in the gym, even if you're fit. So you put like a nice picture of you like uh like shredded or something. But this is no go. Women will just like swipe left automatically, basically. Um, and then you have to take certain pictures that will put you in a more natural vibe, in a more easygoing vibe, in less effort, like effortless vibe, kind of, in different scenarios, such as like nice views, or more like things that were appear like pictures that appear to take in like coincidentally, in a coincidence way, of course. So with all these aspects that you put into your online profile, and of course know how to dress well. If you taking pictures in random clothes that do not support your body structure or do not make you look good, you're done. You're done. Like the person in the other side is just basically somehow in like subconsciously can tell that you're not on top of your things in life because you're not dressed well, you kind of clumsy, you kind of not showing yourself in a nice way, you have like a lack of awareness. And women can say that like in a split of a second. Like a woman look at
Is that
you even
right?
in real, yeah, especially like, and it's the same in real life, by the way. Like people have like this mechanism in the back of their head to start segregate people, like how they know what kind of person is that, how they know what kind of a woman is that. So they have like this quick segregation mechanism in the back of their head, and like they can quickly tell if the person has like nice lifestyle, this person has like a nice awareness for what life can offer, is this person have awareness to training himself, is he educated, all of these things. And what is vibe? Of course, the vibe is the most critical and crucial aspect when you talk about like pictures online. Doesn't matter if it's Tinder or Bumble, even like social
Yeah.
media, like Instagram. People, it's not what you say, it's the things that people can assume about you as soon as they see you to a split of a second, like that. It's the same in real life. It's even more true in online dating apps.
So if we can put, I mean, it's very interesting. But so we can put it shortly, it's a storytelling of yourself, and you put
Exactly.
that storytelling of yourself in a picture or two or three pictures. So it's a storytelling. So by the storytelling, also you have some very very good advice on teaching how to flirt over text.
Repeat the question will be great.
Yeah, my question was, uh, I know you also give some advice about teaching how to flirt over text, which is also very important. So we touched base on the storytelling of yourself. Now let's go to the texts.
Okay, so basically, as soon as you cross the first stop, which is like building a compelling profile that will tell your story, as you said very nicely, and project your vibe, because most of men today, they do not compete on like how handsome they are. They compete of who will project the best vibe, the most coolest natural vibe. You would be blown away by the amount of guys that are not considered to be handsome, but still have like decent pictures, decent profiles that put like this great impression on them. And then it's like kaboom, it's happened immediately. Okay. And if we continue to text, just like a nice profile is just not enough. I mean, if the woman in the other side will like you, okay, that you have like a leverage to start the conversation. True. But this is not a guarantee that she's actually wants you. This is like, like she said, okay for now. It's not okay forever. And then
Yes.
the guy, yeah. And this is where guys are like falling apart. They say, like, oh yeah, she liked me. We start to chat. She's mine. No. It's not working like that. Maybe in the past it did. Today, as a guy who come across from like as the average guy, let's say, you have to be way more sophisticated in your texting abilities in order to push the conversation to the point that you want. Okay, because if you give her the permission to lead the text, you're done. You're in big trouble, and
Yes.
you're gonna get nowhere.
Absolutely.
And the point is that when you start a conversation, like just hi, what's up, how was your day, what are you looking for here, what is your job, how many siblings you have, this is like questions and conversation starters are going nowhere. Okay. And the thing is, like texting, like flirting in text, it should go way more towards vibing and what we call like a small talk in real life rather than an actual talk. Okay. Texting is not a dimension that you can really get to know to the other person and getting into a deep conversations.
No.
And in most cases, it's not going to work. Okay. You're going to end yourself like as a PayPal, is like a pen pal for her. And most guys don't want just a pen pal. They actually want to meet the girl. Okay. Assuming you want to meet her, of course. So you have to start the conversations towards easygoing subjects and assume the conversation. Just for an example, if you see like the main, and it's better, like as a guy, by the way, I put it like as a commentary. As a guy, it's always better to respond on the first picture of the girl that you see, because otherwise it's like, think about it like as a line of a comedian. The person on the other side have to know it immediately, have to catch it immediately, because otherwise she will, what he said, like, yeah, whatever, no, I don't know, this guy's weird, like that. This is again, I cannot go into their minds of women, like the people who claim that they know what they're thinking are liars, but I can definitely I definitely can see what their next actions will be, and this is how they work most likely. And if she's not going to get the first opener, and it will be easy lead to a conversation, that will be much harder to her. Because also guys, not aware to that today, but for women, dating process is like hell. If guys think for them it's like a nightmare, for women it's even worse sometimes. Especially like high quality women, not just like women, who want to, just party around. And again, no problem with that. Zero criticism on that, of course. But for example, if you see her first picture, and you see she's like in the background of the nature, classic, or like in some kind of a trip, or let's say like a very famous city in the background, like Berlin. Okay, just for an example. So you can type. Yes. You can type a line like, I can tell you and Berlin are good friends, smiley and question mark. And on top of things, this sentence written as a question, but practically it acts more like an assumption, like that. And this is some kind of like very easygoing, playful mode to ask, but you actually assume. And you assume on a very clear subject that she can respond immediately. And the most important this subject relates to her. People like, in general, that the other people talk about them. Okay, and this principle is a hardcore, is a core brick or a core foundation for dating as well. Like, you need to talk about her. And as soon as you talk about like an easygoing subject that clicks, and she doesn't have to go to a heavy place in her mind to start to think, the conversation is there. The conversation will start.
Good. Elad, where can people find you? Because these are good advice, and there's a lot to talk. I mean, and it's important also for men to find you. We are now actually in Poland, but if I fly to Latin America, how those guys can take us? Where can I meet Elad?
Okay, so they can contact me through X, what used to be Twitter. I have like a account there that I opened not a while ago for English native speakers, or internationals, because most of my crowd is Hebrew speakers. Most of my crowd so far. But again, Hebrew speakers, it goes all around the world. Okay, so they're high-tech people, like they're internationals, basically. So X, they can find me. I have like a weekly email list that I put like every weekend, a great newsletter with high quality tips, like only things that works. Like I'm a very practical man, so it's very important to me for people to take the tips and immediately start to amplify them. So they can find me through my newsletter, or they can set like a quick call with me in my in like a Zoom call. I have a link, so sure, they can find me there.
Easy. It is really easy to find you, because I mean, I know that many people will ask me, where can I talk with Elad? So now we have all the notes and figures where they can
And
find you.
the funny thing is, there is only Elad Yagel all over the internet. Only one like me. There is no other Elad Yagel. So
Excellent. Because there are
there
many
is only
things.
one like me online. So yeah.
Sure, there are many things that, I mean, we are almost finishing our podcast, but there are many things that they will also ask, like how to approach women in casual places, like coffee shops and malls. And I know you do have the answer, how to set a date in an appealing way, and you also have the answer, and how to develop a light, engaging conversation with women and create emotion and connection. So, I mean, there's too much to tell, and I know people will find you, and I would like to thank you very much to come to the podcast. And guys, see you in my next show. Thank you very much. Elad, and bye bye now.
Sure, Roberto. Bye bye. It was great to be here.